Welcome to Oasis, Tribe with the Vibes, where we lift up the spirit and open our mind. Wellness, reflection, empowerment, joy, healing together. Your soul will enjoy. Hosted by Netta, let the journey begin. Authentic on the vibes, bringing light from within.
Hey, Tribe. Thank you for joining our conversation on healing spaces, community, belonging, and the power of support. Today, we have two powerful, phenomenal women who are passionate about physical wellness, emotional wellness, and how health is so deeply connected to the spirit. When your body and soul are aligned, you feel good and you thrive. Today, we're going to talk about ways in which you might be able to find just the smallest joys in a few rituals, a few things that make your body feel good. I'm excited to have both women here. Both desire to live healthy lives and impact our environment so that we all live better. One decision, one choice, one run at a time. I am excited to bring on these two ladies, Jana and Nicole. Tribe, let's welcome them.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you here. You've never seen them, just like you've never seen me. And I am growing in this space. I am new to this space. And so I must ask the two of you, being that you either don't have a social presence or you have a minimal social presence, what brought you to this space? Why are you here? What's your intention of showing us who you are?
That's a really great question. I feel like it's really important to see someone who looks like me in a space that prioritizes healing, specifically for Black and Brown folk. I feel like being in conversation with other Black women is really healing. And so it's needed for my soul. And I want to connect with folks that are seeking deeper healing themselves.
Hi, my name is Nicole Randall, and yes, I'm new to Oasis Tribe with the Vibe. I think that's what we call it. Yeah. And I'm here because I deeply care about health, about my health first, and then, of course, the public health, my family's health, in our community, in the Black community. Um, there's just so many things to be said about health and just areas that we would be good for us to talk
Yeah.
about and chat about so we can just lead longer lives
Mhm.
and yeah. So I'll
Thank you
just
for
leave it at
that.
that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. What does wellness mean to you when you hear that, especially when you think about physical wellness? What does that actually embody? A lot of people hear that, don't know what those terms really mean, and feel disconnected from them because they haven't witnessed them in their own lives. And so, giving this space is new for us, of course, but we want to get to a place where we're normalizing having these conversations, normalizing what it means to have a well-being check. We'll be quick to call 911
Mm.
to give a well-being check, but when you can give someone a well-being check just by communicating with them and reaching out to them. So for our viewers, what would you say is physical wellness?
Do you want to go first?
I would say physical wellness as a running coach, and I don't always like to lead with this, but
Mhm.
um, I'm a running coach and public health major. I would say that physical wellness is simple. It's nothing that's too big, but just what the term says, like physical
Mhm.
wellness. So just kind of taking care of ourselves in a physical way. Um, it could be just a little bit of movement, just
Mhm.
movement. I don't like to use the word exercise all the time,
Mhm.
but just
Thank you for that.
movement, just being conscious um, and vigilant
Mhm.
about just everyday movement somehow, some way.
Yeah, I like that you said like being conscious and aware. I feel like when I think of wellness, I think of some kind of like communication happening between my body, my mind, my spirit. And so when I start to feel sick, like my mind might feel it first before my body does, and I can like proactively prevent any situations that would like enable that sickness. And so yeah, I think about like some harmony amongst the spheres of our lives when I think of wellness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not one to exercise, so I appreciate you not saying exercise.
Okay.
I feel as though my adult home chores are my exercise. I'll get to that with y'all with what had happened was because my body is feeling that workout that I had to do. But
Absolutely.
it is essential for us to get some movement. And I personally think that just taking a 30-minute walk or a stroll as well is a good way of representing some physical wellness. Are there other tips that folks could do that are just practical?
I think you said it. I think you've just, summed it up in a nutshell. I think that's really good. Just like I said, like it's super simple, just doing chores or whatever you have, whatever activity you have going on that day. That's all related to movement. And yeah, no exercise, movement. So yeah.
I feel like when I wake up, I need a good stretch. Like I need a good lay on your back on your yoga mat for 30 minutes, hold your legs, like child's pose or baby, whatever it's called.
I love that we don't know, but we can do it.
Like your body
It don't matter.
your body knows. I feel like starting and ending your day with some stretching, just like supports your mobility all together.
Yes, I definitely had to do some downward facing dog when I got out. When you hear your bones creak, when you hear a snap, and you like, oh, where did this come from? Why are you running?" It definitely makes me want to stretch. What got you into running? You say you're a running coach. What started that? What spurred that interest in you? Because there are only two things that make me run.
Yeah.
Running from where?
Say it louder.
Running away from the danger. Okay.
Yes.
And it gotta be an emergency. As soon as I see other Black people running from wherever I am, I'm running away from there with them. I'm not asking any questions.
That's when
I'm running.
That's one of them levels crack open in case of emergency.
Yes.
What am I running that fast for?
Running. You hear me?
When necessary, as needed.
Okay.
I think that's a really good question. So it brings me back to 2008, when I was newly married, and it really started off as for vain reasons, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Um, just married, my husband and me, we were just happy. Just, I was getting this happy weight. We were always out eating. Um, and then we were with other couples, just being happy and eating and going on vacations and doing those type of things. And so I was, gaining my weight naturally, but he was naturally on the thinner side. So yes, I was vain, and I said, okay, well, um, I want to keep it within a certain, size. And so I started doing things about like managing portion control, and then I had a lady that I used to work with in 2008, and I worked in the Department of Physiology, so it's all of this is health related.
Yes, there are Black people in those
And
departments.
yes, and she would say every day, well, I'm about to go take a run. This was during lunch, and we were working on campus at the University of California. And she would say, yeah, I'm going to go take a run. I said, okay, well, where are you? Finally, I asked her, I said, where are you running to? Like, I
During the
had
lunch hour.
no idea what she was talking about and how she was going to make this happen. So she says, well, I go to the gym across the street and I run on the treadmill for about an hour. And to me, that just blew my mind,
Wow.
but it intrigued me.
Yeah.
So she started talking to me a little bit more about it because she can see that I was intrigued. And she says, you know, if you really want to do it, you should just go across the street and just do maybe a quarter of a mile on the treadmill. And I said, well, that doesn't seem so hard. And so she said, Black people, she was a Black woman, drop dead gorgeous. And she says, yeah, us Black women, we don't like to run because you know why? Because of our hair. And so she started talking about our hair and
So
what the
real.
hair
Baby,
looks
when it
like
starts
when
sweating.
we sweat. And she said, and so she would give me tips on what she would do with her hair when she started running. And she had beautiful hair, natural hair, beautiful woman. And so I said, okay, well, maybe I should give it a try. So anyway, maybe within a couple of months, I went to the gym, did like a quarter of a mile on the treadmill, and said, okay, well, that's not too bad. So I just kind of kept that going and I saw results.
Yeah.
And not only was it physical results, but there were like my mental was started. I had more mental clarity and I started, my mood was more uplifted. And for some reason, I started eating better. Like it was this automatic thing.
So dopamine's right. That's released when you are
Yes.
exercising. You feel good about
Yes.
yourself. It
Yes.
releases that. Our body knows what to do. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful
That's a
in the
really
way that
good
it.
point. The dopamine and it was just, I just felt way, way better, so much better. So I just kept it up. And over the years, I just increased my mileage. So to the point where I got to a half marathon distance. And then after the half marathon distance, I got to the marathon distance. And started just being at those levels. So that was, yeah. So it was vanity that got it started. And I just stuck with it. I just
Yeah.
stuck with it. And to
She's
this
not
day.
saying, but she's conquered a few marathons. How many have you conquered?
I've
'Cause I can't.
conquered 4 marathons.
Wow, that's
I have
huge.
4, most of them in California.
Wow.
And then my last one that I've done was in Chicago Marathon. Yeah.
I hear doing the different cities, the air quality or the terrain is what
Impacts.
you have to prepare for.
Mhm.
Because like if you don't and you live in California but you come to Chicago, the
Yeah.
temperature when they have it in Chicago is completely different than California, regardless of the time of the year. So
Yep.
commendable.
Yeah.
It's all true. So, yeah, very rewarding. Yes.
I want to work my way up to a marathon.
No way.
Yeah, just yeah.
No way.
Are there any walking
Most
marathons?
sane people, yeah, yeah. There are marathons where you can jog and walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a jog.
I thought about doing from the couch to 5K. And actually, I did. I won't say
Oh,
I did it.
yes.
I can't say I did it because I went from couch to just walking. And when I showed up for the 5K chocolate marathon, I walked enough so I could
Which we
get some
should do
hot
that.
cocoa
We should do
because it was
that.
great. They give you a great like jacket to
That's
wear
what
so you
I'm
stay
hearing.
warm. They gave us bananas and I reached the milestone to get hot cocoa. And that's when I was done. I realized
I'm out.
I didn't finish the 5K. I was like, I stopped this goddamn hot cocoa and never looked back. Definitely be down for the slow pace one to try to keep up
Yeah,
with
for
someone like
sure.
yourself. I wouldn't even put myself in that situation to feel that disappointment that I would give myself by not finishing it. I made it to get the hot cocoa because that's what I wanted
Yes.
that was
I
the
love
You
mission.
did
that.
it.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
completed the mission.
absolutely. And I still got the
Mhm.
jacket. You know, it's a little slug, but I still
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, or would you say is something else that anyone could be doing to fulfill their physical well-being, especially given your background and understand as a woman? Is there something that
I don't know. I feel like I don't consider myself to be very physically in tune, but I do.
Even like preparing for motherhood, like people are
Thinking about
mothers and
what do they
Absolutely.
prepare for. Should they prepare their like with yoga? Should they do certain pelvic stretches or
Yeah, I feel like there's so much depending upon like what physical manifestations you already have of things. And so like if you have back pain, like taking a yoga class is going to be different for you. Like maybe you need to take a more back pain focused yoga class, you know. Something that I got to study a little bit was like hypnobirthing, which is exactly how it sounds, like hypnosis during birth. And basically you like work your way up to being in this trance-like state where you're totally in control of your birthing process. And a lot of
You keep going. I just have questions.
a lot of hypnobirthers end up pulling their baby out of them because of the level of control and like in sickness they have with their family around them. That's something that I feel like reminds me of physical wellness, and that it's like a journey and you work your way up to like some kind of freedom. Yeah. What questions?
For those of us in the back that where that clearly went over our heads, I
Hypnobirthing.
in my current state have no desire for children. So the thought that I am hypnotized as I am pushing this child out of me sounds bonkers. Hashtag bonkers. You know how I feel about my hashtag bonkers. Lay that off for us in the back. Like,
that sounds
explain
that sounds a little
what-
painless.
It sounds painless.
Does it take? Yeah. Does it?
We all have
take away
questions.
the
I know she can see we all have
physical
questions.
pain?
So I've never done hypnobirthing and I've never witnessed one, but I was in a workshop. And my understanding of it is you meditate a lot and you prepare for this moment more intentionally than maybe you would have if you weren't doing hypnobirthing.
Maybe I might, consider.
You know. And so when people talk about like, oh, I don't want to,
Birthing plan.
you know, like,
Plan C of the birthing plan. Because okay, we don't have time.
wait a minute.
Ain't no plan.
Exactly.
Factory
There's no
closed.
plan A.
Mm.
When people talk about like how painful labor can be, it's just like you can see how heavily influenced folks are.
Yeah.
By the media and by family members when like birthing. Like if I were to show folks what a hypnobirth look like, or just like a birth that is just like intentionally thought about, I think a lot of folks would feel differently, especially Black and brown women who have higher rates of maternal mortality.
Yeah, much higher rates.
Let's talk about it, okay? Chance brought that up in his latest album.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
such
Thank
a good
you.
album.
Thank you. It's part of why I brought the two of you here, because the amount of women that are dying at medical malpractice and malfeasance. You're not listening to us. You're not hearing our ailments. Nothing in Western medicine was created for us. So it's difficult to think of physical wellness being something that is for us because it just was not meant to. Given your background with, is it right to say art therapy, music therapy, therapy, yeah, theater therapy, mixed with your certification as a doula? How does that look for someone? Let me figure out how I want to rephrase this. You have expertise in both of those arenas, and I feel that there is some convergence on them with someone's spiritual wellness as well as their physical wellness. What are those?
The convergences in the spiritual and physical spheres. That's interesting. I wonder. So when I think about art therapy, I think about communicating in a different way. And I find that it's more accessible to folks who like to communicate in a different way. And have nice quirks about themselves. And when I think of like Black parenthood or Black families, I think about needing to communicate in a different way to get your needs met because they often in hospital settings, they'll understand us. We're speaking a different language. And so I think about like creative approaches to communication when I think
Mhm.
about the intersection of art therapy and Black parenthood.
Mm.
On the physical level,
Right.
I think there's some like level of, let me think about this. Mm, I feel like it goes back to kind of like alignment with self. A lot of the things that we do as a doula is um, empowering Black families to advocate for themselves. And that comes from within. That is a spiritual, deep knowledge that we already have. We know how to stand up for ourselves and stand on business. Sometimes it's taken away from us or stripped from us, especially when folks are in a highly um, technocracy like sphere, like a hospital where like you're literally connected to monitors left and right,
Yeah.
and you're not even called by your name, and there's people that come in the hospital that don't even announce themselves, or come in your hospital room that don't even announce their name. As a doula, it's my duty to make sure you know that it is your right to ask for somebody's name when they're touching your body. um and I actually got to do a really cool like in my most recent like graduate experience, I got to think about the intersection of art therapy and Black parenthood.
I did not know that when I asked the question.
I was like, I do know. Um, and I found that art is something that's deeply Black, especially African art. And like when we are stepping onto a stage for theater, like it's synonymous, or it can be synonymous with us doing masquerade, as a lot that as was common in a lot of African communities. Um, and there's some calling on the spirits, right? Like
Yeah.
we step into these roles that we aren't,
Yes.
but they feel very real to us on stage. And so I don't know, there's a lot of intersection there.
I mean, you could have kept going because there's so much we don't know about the ritual and the spiritual connection that that can bring when you are
Yeah.
engaging in that. Like just would never have thought that.
Mhm.
And hearing about your journey has made me want to investigate a little bit more. Synergy Oasis, my holistic wellness space dedicated to empowering mind, body, and spirit through tools like affirmation cards, journals, teas, and community gatherings. Together, both platforms create one mission, helping you align, heal, and thrive from the inside out. Together, we heal, grow, and thrive. I am all for. Go ahead.
I fulfilled my duty. I've produced an offspring. I am done. I'm 13 years sober. Praise the
Look,
Lord.
congratulations.
Praise the
Yes.
Lord.
Yes. And, I don't know about any of you, but I currently, where my life stands, have no desire to have children. So it never dawned on me to even go down the rabbit hole of doula, giving birth at home, natural birthing. You got me, can I cuss now?
Yes.
You got me fucked up. You talking about stretching my body. You talking about moving my organs, and it took me a long time to get this where this is.
Not looking back.
To think about the changes that would happen. Yes, but now understanding
Your body,
correct,
how it works,
correct,
how you feel.
and then you add on the layer of being hypnotized while I am bringing this creature into the world.
Sounds amazing to me.
First of all, I would love to be hypnotized, just period. I would love to see if the person, because I struggle with control. This whole podcasting, this environment is me relinquishing control and truly allowing the divine and divine love and spirit to just let my gifts flow how they are going to flow, and everything else will fall into place. I have to believe that this time that I am in right now is to show me to follow my intuition and do what I believe my ancestors and my guides are telling me. If one of them said, "Go have a baby," I'd have been like, "You ain't saying that."
You crazy.
Use a lie.
If that's what I have to do to connect with you, no way. No, no, no. And to think that I thought this was a huge stretch, that
Stretch me out.
you can keep that.
Both mean.
And I know that my idea will change and my understanding will change, and I'll grow in my understanding of motherhood and what that means, because guarantee, if you all saw the second episode, my mother's really adamant she wants grandchildren. You know what I mean? And she's seen them in her dreams. She's envisioned them being.
Interesting.
And I tell her every day, you see them. You have a relationship with them right now. Why I need to bring him here?
I ain't got nothing to do with that dream.
Baby, not right now.
Every day you interact with me, you interact with your
Okay.
Hey, I've been there.
Through me.
Maybe it ain't fertilized. Ain't no fertilizer around these parts. Ain't no fertilizer.
Not here.
So I would love for you to speak more about the ancestral connection, but you're getting low on your glass, which signals to me that we need to start talking about alignment. Okay. You each picked a glass. We set the mood just right for them. You know how we are. We made the vibes great. Okay. And they were drawn to them as usual. So we need to find out what their symbols are. Who wants to go first?
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay. What's your symbol?
My symbol is a sun.
You got that sun.
Yes. And I blindly picked this glass out. The sun was not showing. And I just kind of wanted to kind of like roll the dice.
I love that.
So, and it is, I feel like it's on target where I'm at today as far as the sun and enlighten. When I think about the sun, I think about enlightenment. I think about just connecting with self, connecting with a higher being, which in my case is Jesus. And just being hyper the inner work that I've been trying to do for a few years. So I'm just kind of like focusing on just overcoming some things that I have like going on in my mind, my body, my soul, and just needing help, from a spiritual being, and then practicing like overcoming like certain things to make me a better person. So I'm always praying to, be a better person.
Absolutely.
I want to just, be a better person on this earth, and be that sun to whoever it is, like first to self, because as I was taught, my mom taught me that everything starts at home. So whatever you're trying to put out there in the community, whether it be school, job, family, friends, whatever you're trying to put out there first needs to start at home. So home to me at this age is self first. So just trying to get myself together and just trying to be good to myself and just trying to be a better person. Trying to be that, trying to understand, which when I look at the sun, sun to me represents understanding and enlightenment and joy and just just being uplifted in every way. So yeah, so that's what I have.
I love that. She already explained it before I told her what it meant. Baby, I hope Authentic rewinds the track because I was glowing. Do you hear me? I looked at the camera like,
Yes, Nicole was trying to remember back from a couple of Oasis songs.
Yeah, she's
Girl,
like,
can you
I've rode this rodeo before, okay? Uh-huh.
I don't know.
We appreciate you sharing with us your healing journey. You hit it right on the head. Peace, divinity, life source, your higher self, and mindfulness. You absolutely hit it on the head. And I love that for you. And I can't wait to ask you the second question for this.
Okay, sure. Shoot.
Right now, you
No.
I mean, wait.
I'll wait. She like,
We wait and working. Go ahead. I'm like, did you
Offer a reflection on what you said.
Yes.
Come on now.
I feel like this is also very aligned with you
Okay.
because I feel like and even though I just met you today, like glow is just the thing that we've talked about, the thing that I felt from you. Like I just feel like you glow internally and externally.
Thank you.
We
And
celebrate each other.
Yes.
okay.
Period.
All right.
Yes.
And it feels like you are connected to like another level of wisdom, which you're talking about enlightenment and like the sun, and it just makes a lot of sense. And so I
So
wanted to
much
say
sense.
that I agree.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
we honor you sharing because you were willing to be so open so quickly. And that is not a trait that everyone has. We're living in a world where people are so skeptical, and I think that I need to be a little bit more skeptical of people, but I do appreciate you just coming as raw and as authentic as possible to show that it's okay to do that and feel okay doing so. Okay, Jonna, what's your symbol?
Wow. What is my symbol? It looks like a tree.
It looks like a tree
Oh, my
because it is a tree.
goodness.
So many people have been grabbing the tree, and I promise
really?
y'all,
My
I
goodness.
jumbo the glasses. They're not in the same order every time. It is always a mix. So this is so funny. Yep. But thankfully, no one has said anything. But Authentic has a particular different sort of container. So we'll get to hers at some point.
That's
But the
awesome.
tree, though, is your family growth journey,
Mm.
your connection to village, family, ancestors, wisdom, life, courage, and prosperity. Where are you currently aligned in that, Jonna?
Oof. So you couldn't remember this before.
Right. That's why it's called hot seat. It's the alignment
With the shoulders.
Yeah.
Hey, hot seats. I mean, when you say village, I'm like, yeah, like that's everything I look for. That's everything that I feel like I see the gap in when working with families. And so yeah, I do believe it takes a village.
Absolutely.
What was that?
And for you currently,
For me currently.
yeah, where are you currently feeling a village or your tribe, or where are you currently sitting in that?
I feel like so I just made a transition back to Chicago. I was in New York for 3 years. And being home, I couldn't have made it home without my village. And that's friends, family, coworkers. Like I realize how heavily I rely upon community in a village to just like be well and be healthy. Um, I feel like I remember when I moved to New York, I got like transitional depression. That's what my therapist called it. And I was taken away from everything that was familiar.
Absolutely.
And I really I tried to create a Black woman own space to talk about ourselves, and it just felt like nothing was really like holding on to each other, nothing was sticking. So to be back in a familiar place, a place that like I don't have to introduce myself and like keep up with the introduction that I started with, that I can change and shape shift and transform
Absolutely.
without explanation. I feel like just as like changed me as a young adult. And so I love who I am. All thanks to my village.
Yeah. Oasis Tribe with the Vibes is a podcast where real conversations spark healing, growth, and transformation. Each episode, I, Netta, your host, sit down with voices that inspire us to break cycles, build bridges, and walk boldly into our next chapters. Tune in wherever you find your podcast.
It's like proximity is everything.
It truly is.
And coming from a person who was born here in Chicago, left when I was 3, lived in the Bay Area for many years, like really, like I'm all wrapped up in the Bay. Like I am. I know I'm a Bay Area girl living in Chicago. Right. So, but my family has always been here. So we've been kind of like an anomaly to leave Chicago and go to California. But guess what? Chicago has always been in my heart. But I'm living in the Bay, right? So I have this whole life in the Bay Area. But when it came time, like when there was like a transition or switch in my mind about wanting to move back to Chicago, it was like everything happened so fast. So when it did, and I moved back here 4 years ago, I was so like determined, and I was happy, number one, to be back home. Yeah. And then I was determined to get to know my family. Yeah. And then I was super excited, like to be close to my family when I used to have to get on a plane and ride 4.5 hours to come and see everyone. So, proximity, I just say proximity is everything, because just being here, it's like a new life. Like I was telling you earlier, it's like being born again. Like I feel like this is just a whole new life for me, and I'm just happier because I know I have family here. I know I have a village. I know I have support. I know I have people who love me. And it just makes a complete difference inside out. Like it's just kind of hard to explain. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like I've been away from home for so long, and then just coming back and just seeing all this support and village. The embrace changed my life. Yeah. There's safety in that. And the embrace. Absolutely.
So much safety. So yeah. Having a tribe is critically important to your mental health. Why? Why for real? Like, yes, we know it helps us be sane to speak with your therapist. It helps you to know thyself and be aware and bring yourself harmony. Those are all things you can, do in solitude as well, right? But why does it feel so refreshing and life-giving to be within community or a tribe? And that, to me, I think, is because our souls are connected, and we're connected to just, yes.
That's true.
It's
deeper than us.
It's so deep. It's so rooted in our DNA, right? And upon seeing you when you came back, like I've never known you before.
Right.
I've known you for 4 years. And to think that it's been 4 years since she's moved to Chicago, I'm like, you grow so close when you are in community in a way that you can't do when there's space, right?
Yes.
And even without having had the years to build relationship, it only takes one time to connect, especially when you're connecting with family, especially when you're connecting and you feel safe.
Yeah.
And you feel as though you can thrive within this community. You're going to continue to stay in that community. You're going to continue to feel enriched by it. Obviously, those are important. Where are you all finding your tribe? Where do you think your tribe is now?
Well, I had some thoughts after you just said what you said. I'd like to share that first.
Yes.
I started thinking about like how villages allow us to trust strangers and trust the people that we know even more. And as, at least in my experience as a Black woman, my Nana strongly encouraged me not to trust nobody. And she said, not even her. Don't trust her. And so like distrust of folks is how I grew up. And not to say like my mom enabled that, but it was a very familiar thing for me. Like I don't trust strangers. I'm not trusting my coworker. Do not share anything that's happening outside of the home, out in the home, outside of the home. And I feel like that's obviously like a survival mechanism and a coping mechanism. And so when you're in a village and you feel safe enough to trust them with, say, watching your dog or watching your child or
Feeding your plants.
or helping you move, like there's another house sitting,
Access to full access.
exactly, access to your life in a very intimate way.
Absolutely.
There is another level unlocked. And so I feel like that's also like our birthright, to trust people and like to be in relationship with people in a closer way. What was your question again?
Who's your tribe now?
Who's my tribe?
Yeah.
Who's my tribe? Who's my tribe?
I said, oh, I don't know. What did I say?
Yeah, we can just keep going with
Leave it
that
on.
thought.
I know you're leaving this in here.
I feel like I got some good folks from middle school. Like I'm very blessed to have had friends since second grade, to high school, to eighth grade, to college, to young adulthood. And they all look like different colors and they show up in different ways. They're in different professions. Yeah, I got some very special girls. Something that I'm so curious if both of y'all have like experienced this challenge, but like as a young adult, I feel like I'm so much more comfortable with meeting new people. But like women. And I really struggle with building relationships with men, even like friend relationships. And I'm like, do you want something from me? Like I get very defensive
The answer is yes.
okay. Okay. Like,
Yes,
well, how do
you're
you feel? And
beautiful.
then I see
What you mean? What do I want? Everything.
Like,
They
don't
ain't
even
trying
ask.
to
All of it.
do you want to be a friend?
They
And
don't want to
that's
be your friend.
The answer is no.
like,
No.
how do you have male friendships?
The
though?
only ones that's gonna be your friend is if they know there's no chance in hell that they can
could be
have a
with
chance with you without building a friendship.
Or they're the gay ones.
Oh.
They're
See,
too.
I gotta mention them too.
But even
No,
that, we
that's
know what turn with
keep
her.
them. That's what you got. They think like men. They still men.
It's true.
You know?
But I'm like,
Them the ones you gotta rely on. You can't get that.
I don't have anything opposite of
I
what
would
Nicole
never.
says.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. Well, it's nice to feel affirmed because I was like, I'm not doing friendship right. I only got women in my circle, but
I do have male friends. I have a male best friend too that I cherish, but we don't communicate as often as the women do because I just don't want that smoke. And not that I think that they would present me that smoke. I just also feel that any of my other male acquaintances, if they had the chance, they would take it. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
That's honest.
That's all I'm going to say on that.
Honest.
And I don't, not even, because I don't want to test myself either. What are we talking about? Don't.
Don't give me the opportunity.
Don't. Because women think
I
about it
look
just
at
much
me
bigger.
and this opportunity.
I mean, I look at my mom like for a lot of things, and she's had a lot of experiences. She just turned 75 in June, and she looks wonderful, and she's full of wisdom, and yeah, she's just great. She's still traveling the world. She has a lot to say, but she doesn't a lot of times. Like just kind of quiet.
Yeah.
But
We got to get out of that. That's
unless
what we're talking about.
I ask her certain things, she lets me, kind of like get out there and taste things for myself unless I ask her. But anyway, I like just look at her life and I see what she does. And I've never seen her have male friends.
Really?
Yeah. Like she was cute as hell when she was growing up. And I've just never seen her have male friends. So, but I've like so many times over and over and over again, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's just my friend. And my mom is looking at me like,
no, that's not your
she's
friend.
looking at me like my poor child. Like, no, that doesn't happen.
Mm.
Um, so, but like I said, I've just never seen her have male friends.
Mm.
And so I think it's a safe thing to say, like that, yeah, there is probably some type of, motive to like just, maybe want to get to know you and maybe want to get to be with you
And take it a step further.
yeah, take it a step further. Not to say that it's a bad thing,
Right.
but yeah.
I would say my mom is the same. She did not present men to me much ever growing up. She only had a few boyfriends that I could think of, maybe at most 3. And she didn't play that. She didn't have a revolving door of people coming in and out of our home because she had a inquisitive child who was often asking questions, involved in adult conversations, and she didn't want me to be susceptible to anyone who might lead me anywhere. And she Authentic Capsule. Your capsule for real, raw, and authentic moments to share for eternity. At Authentic Capsule, your media goes beyond the highlights. She also did not want the perception of molestation or being touched as my body began to change, she was very conscious of who she was letting in the house. And oftentimes they were not men. And so I do think that that is a thing. And it's unfortunate that it cannot be. Well, I won't say it cannot be. I think it is possible. I do think men and women can be friends if there is an understanding, if there's an agreement. But I do know and have lived through the experience that 9 times out of 10,
Niggas gonna try it.
And
they are, yes. And if you allow it, it's going to happen. And from that moment forward, that person is no longer your friend. Welcome to a new realm of situationship, whatever we have now become. We are no longer friends because now every time you see me as someone that you have conquered, or you see me as someone that you want to slide in on, and you cannot come sliding on me. We just did that thing one time.
But I think that's a good point about just kind of like setting the expectation up front, like saying what it is and just kind of like stick with it. That's a good way to go about it, I think, too.
Staying with your boundaries.
And communicating them. If you don't communicate them, how is the other person supposed to know they are crossing the boundary? If you hold it in, then you're only hurting yourself because that person doesn't know that they've done that.
Yeah.
You gotta stand on big
So
dicks.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good people, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna want to be around you, men and women. There's gonna be a lot of people. So I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like you shine bright. So there's gonna be men and women, and they're not. It's okay. But it's just, okay, this is what it's gonna be, and the good thing about it is you get to call it, because pretty girls get to call it.
Yes.
They get to like they get to call the shots, and guess what? They're gonna listen.
Yes. I also think the women of the male friends, whether that is their girlfriend, their wife, their significant other, wouldn't appreciate them being platonic friends with someone as gorgeous as yourself or as any of us sitting here. And I don't think us women help perpetuate that men and women can be friends as well, because Let me see that you got a fine friend. What you talking about?
Let me see them.
What you talking about?
What they look
Let me
like.
see this girl.
That's
She ain't got no man.
You know when you
Stop. She
catch
not
her.
your friend. Stop. She not your friend.
I gotten cut it off.
Now I'm about to fight her.
One of my male best friends just got married. He cut me off
And
4 years ago when they got
off
together.
is crazy.
He used to like me back in the day too. I never gave him a chance.
No, but that was
Cut you
good.
off is crazy.
He cut me off. I
He
understand
had
it.
for the sake of his
Make it
relationship, he had
hard.
You gotta do
to.
what you
He
gotta
had
do,
to do
my
that.
friend.
Girl, you too fine to be my friend, my boyfriend
And
friend.
he ain't never tried. She always. He ain't never tried it.
I don't see myself.
Maybe I don't want to be honest with you.
friend. Yeah.
Well, that's good. You know
It's,
that about yourself.
Right.
I know, but it's just hard navigating the world where you're like, are you trying to talk to me or are you just being friendly? Like, I have no radar.
Yes.
I have no accurate radar.
I did have a friend who communicated to me the other day that he was just genuinely meeting someone on the train and he wanted to exchange phone numbers with her. And he just wanted another female friend to like discuss things with. And the woman immediately said, "Oh, I don't give men my phone number." And he's like, "Girl, I'm gay. I'm just trying."
I want you.
Right. But I understand that women have to have that sort of radar that you have. Like, I don't know if you are just on some cool shit or if you really like, right, you know.
But like, am I blocking the blessings? Like, do I want to see how it goes?
Yes. But that's how great relationships start, being friends.
Okay, sometimes you got to test the water because it's also like if he it's at a point if it's I base it off of if he approaches me because I need you to know that okay we friends but at the same day you need to come at me correct if you want this to progress. So if they come at me a certain way and I think about it, I had a couple that waited years and I test I'm like hey, we just friends. But you gotta and it you part your ways they try but it's sometimes it's just like that's how your friendship naturally ends.
That's true.
And that's okay to me.
That's true.
Yes.
I ain't gonna let no good friend block my husband.
Right.
What is it? Get it out. Let your boyfriend block from your husband.
I'm really for real.
I feel like really all you're saying is you want to find belonging with the opposite sex without there being a sexual undertone or a footnote. All I want is some belonging and build community with you. All I want to know is the male perspective. I completely get that. I want the male perspective all the time. They also don't talk enough to get their perspective. So we're hoping that you men will come tune in with us, gorgeous women, because we would love to talk to you. Okay, we would love to speak about all the things.
Hey y'all.
Join us for real. Okay. We may not agree. We may not even understand because sometimes you all speak and say words that honey. I was about to say don't mean the thing that you think it means in the context of that sentence. And now we all on different pages. We really need to understand language as well and what we're using to communicate.
Ladies, be nice. We want them to come on.
Maybe I thought that was being nice.
You just told them they come. You told them they use words that they don't comprehend.
They
in a
probably
nice
know.
way.
And men like to hear things like that, and it will make them come on just so they can defend those statements. Come defend it, baby.
Period. Stand up.
I heard it.
Stand on it.
Listen. If you're hearing this and you're a man also who wants a platonic relationship with another female, tune in, listen. You might actually meet that female within this tribe because much like Jonna, there are females out there who want platonic relationships with y'all. You just can't take the physical out of it to make the platonic work.
It's true.
We love y'all. Please come. For real. Come talk about it. Let's understand each other so that we can all grow and thrive together. We're going to take a quick break for our sponsors. But when we come back, we're going to talk about healing spaces, how we find those healing spaces, some tips and some practical steps that you can take. And we might even get a little juicier than that, but you got to tune in to see what parts we actually get to. Thank you for tuning in to Healing Spaces, Community, Belonging, and the Power of Support. We've talked through so much in this episode, and there's so many nuggets here. We are thankful that you tuned in to the Healing Spaces, community belonging, and the power of support. We're probably going to do a part two. We're probably going to need more space for this. But in the meantime, we've left you all with a challenge so that you can engage in the conversation, in the vibe, and feel just as connected as we do right now.
All right. It's authentic, and I'm here with this week's challenge. This week's challenge, the interconnectedness challenge. Share a clip of a moment where you connected with yourself or others while traveling. It could be a smile with a stranger, journaling by the ocean, or just vibing in what became your favorite spot wherever you were. Show how traveling creates meaningful connections, and make sure you tag OTW vibes and also hashtag connect to thrive. See you on the post. Stitch us, tag us. You know the tags. Bye.
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 Peace.
This is Oasis. Tribe with the vibes. Let's grow. Together we thrive. Let's a good vibe flow.